This is Zohar al Pshat day 337. And we are on Daf Lamed Ches Amralv, the second top line. Tavracher, no interpretation. Shagamu Basar, amazing statement. I was about to make really stunning. Shagamu Basar, Bimshichu Deruchim Neim Nasha Zimno Rabba. When people lived a long time, like they lived before the Mabul, Ishanten Lemeve Basar. Then that ruach which they had, which extended a long time, it became flesh. In other words, it became tainted by the gashmis of this world. To follow the body. You think a long life is a good thing, right? And certainly we all would like that about Richus Yomim. But it turns out that too much Richus Yomim back then, certainly for Matan Torah at least, was a bad thing. That people who lived long lives, they became gradually more and more magusham. They became more and more physical and material. And they were nimshach after the goof. And to make efforts in matters of this world. The fact that Azman Kotzar V'Amalacha Meruba, that we have a short amount of time here and a lot of work to accomplish, is something to our advantage, Zohar is saying. Amazing statement. And that's the notion we had before. The only people going to understand people only going to live 120 years, though they don't have time and more time, and they can get distracted by getting the pursuits of this world. No, you're here for a limited amount of time, and get things moving, and don't succumb to the distractions of this world. It's an amazing statement, right? So it says you're going to be too distracted, and that's why the lifespans were curtailed. Okay, amazing concept. Okay, the Derech Emes says different Pshat, but that seems to be the Pshat of the Nitzutz Eretz and also the Sulam. Rabbi Yitzchak said, "Kol darim dishtal mishes." All the generations which were built up from Shes, initially, obviously didn't last. Kula tzadikim v'chasidim. That was at first. Besides Pashtu Belay, they spread Volidu and they gave birth to other people, and the bloodline got watered down. Volifu Nusa the Alma and learned the crafts of this world. What crafts? A specific craft. L'shetzah to destroy the world. Berumchin with spears, the sayofin and swords by the metal workers. So metal is a dangerous thing. And even though people are big tzaddikim, give them metal, then they say, forget the language of the saying, but every person has a hammer, everything's a nail, something like that. Anyway, give a person metal, so he becomes a rotzech. He needs something to do with the metal. Metal's an amazing tool. Tools are like that. Tools very often we see as electronics all the time, right? You have tools. They require some usage. They demand usage, and very often the usage they put to is a bad usage, as that's the default, easiest, and alluring, especially if you're becoming more basar and more of this world. So Ad doesn't know. But Noach said, no, guys, he diverted them. He said, no, we're going to use them for plows. Right? Asking them to kuna the alma, and he fixed them a way to use in not they were till now they didn't work the land. Shimu maybe de zima, but in this case it's Shimu that brought them to Ritzicha. And he told them, no, it's going to work the land. We're going to make plows. Miflach, to work. It's going to ara. Right? Initially, they didn't plow. They didn't plant and plow. They just the plant and harvest. They didn't systematically farm the land. That's not good. Right? You have to have You have to toil. If you don't toil and you have metal, it's going to be used for bad stuff. High, and then they needed this afterwards. It became part and parcel of the master plan of the world after the Mabul. See, okay, Mayoritz, right? And then when all the seasons were put in place, and everybody's now going to not just forage and gather and hunt, but rather is going to actually plant and cultivate. Yes, this is what happened at the beginning. But eventually, Kush supposed to fix the world, and he's going to fix the ruach in people, and they'll be able to begin the york and yomi. They'll be able to live la'almin forever without becoming magushim, without becoming materialistic. Hadach Stephen says, "Ki mea eitz mea mi." Like the days of a tree, the days of my nation will be. It sounds like even before the ultimate eternity of Olam Haba. Uchsiv, and then it says, "Bila amav." So netzach, the death will be eradicated forever. Mach Hashem l'kindima kapanim. Koshbar is going to eradicate tears from all faces, and the degradation of his nation he will remove from all the entire face of earth, because Hashem has spoken. So eventually you're going to be able to know how to use long lives the right way. But that needs a lot of training in this world. And that's probably why we come down constantly in Gilgulim, to keep on training and figuring out eventually how to use lives the appropriate way, even their extremely long lives. But that's what they messed up back at the time before the Mabul. Okay, this is the end of a section. Till now, the words have been construction. The parsha. From now on, we're going to fix the parsha. I don't know exactly what that means, but now we go back basically to the beginning of Bereshis and start over again. So in the next part. But in any event, this actually means we finished the section, and we finished the second volume of the Sulam today. Okay, so I'm making progress. Baruch Hashem.